Are Britain and France preparing for direct confrontation with Russia? On the 4th anniversary of Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, more than 600 British paratroopers from 16 Air Assault Brigade jumped into western France, alongside troops from 11th Brigade Parachutiste during Exercise Orion. The drill simulates a NATO ally under invasion and rehearses rapid airborne assault, seizure of territory, and defense against a hostile force. This comes as London and Paris discuss leading a post-ceasefire peacekeeping force inside Ukraine.
International borders cannot be changed by force is a principle we've adhered to in this group very strongly and rightly so. And any settlement will only work with the support of the coalition of the willing. And again, this is something we had the opportunity with colleagues to discuss in Munich. There is of the willing, and again, this is something we had the opportunity with colleagues to discuss in Munich. There is an interest, not just in Europe, but beyond Europe. The coalition of willing countries have an interest in this outcome. It's not something where we are observers looking in. It is our history, it's our territory, it's our peace, it's our values that are at stake here.
Starmer's message is unmistakable. Britain does not see itself as a distant supporter. It sees itself as directly invested in the outcome of the war. That is why the military signalling matters. Exercise. Orion tested drone integration, hybrid communications, suppression of enemy air defenses, and rapid reinforcement. These are not symbolic drills. These are combat scenarios tailored for a European battlefield.
To go straight to the point, I want to comment on all initiatives in terms of negotiation, but I'm very skeptical, to say the least, on the fact that we will deliver a short-term peace. I mean, I think it's good to follow up these initiatives, but let's be lucid. There is no willingness on the Russian side to have a peace, and by the way, to have a robust and solid peace, as we see fitted at this very moment.
Macron is openly warning Europe not to expect quick diplomacy. While talks may shift to Abu Dhabi in early March, Paris is pushing for stronger sanctions, more pressure on Russia's shadow fleet, and firmer security guarantees for Kyiv. The coalition is preparing for negotiations, but also preparing for failure.
The war must be ended. This is our position, the position of Ukraine, and the position of all our partners. But unfortunately, everyone now sees that Russia shows no readiness for peace, and there is still not a single sign that Putin is stopping his war machine. On the contrary, he is preparing to continue fighting, and the world must be ready to pressure Russia so that this changes.
Zelensky's assessment aligns with the military movements in France. He is calling for more air defense, more sanctions, and total pressure on Russian oil and banks. At the same time, Britain's army stands at roughly 70,000 troops, its smallest size in more than 2 centuries. Questions are growing over whether London can sustain a large overseas deployment without stretching its forces thin. Yet the optics are powerful. Elite airborne troops from 2 nuclear powers training together. Political leaders declaring Europe's borders cannot be changed by force. A coalition of 36 countries coordinating sanctions and security guarantees. This is deterrence through visibility. So what are we witnessing? A serious peacekeeping rehearsal, or the slow normalization of Western troops preparing for potential war with Russia? As negotiations approach and sanctions tighten, NATO faces a defining moment. The strategy could deter Moscow, or it could lock Europe into a deeper confrontation than anyone is ready for.